The story begins with a 13-year-old boy named Michele Salenzi. He lives with his single mother, and honestly, life isn't that easy for him. Halloween is coming up, and there's a fancy dress party at school. Michele really wants to go as Spider-Man, but since he's running late for school, he hides the money he saved inside his shoes and rushes out the door. At school, we see that Michele has a crush on a girl named Stella. He secretly records videos of her on his phone, just because he likes her so much. But unfortunately, the teacher catches him and confiscates his phone. Right then, Inspector Giovanna arrives at the school. She informs the class that their classmate Martino has been missing for 2 days. No one knows where he went. She asks if anyone has any information, but the classroom stays silent. Afterward, Giovanna hands Michele his lunch and leaves. We then realize she's not just an inspector, she's Michele's mother, and Michele doesn't exactly like that. Suddenly, Michele's nose starts bleeding. He rushes to the bathroom to clean himself up. The school bell rings, and out of fear, he hides inside. But 2 bullies, Ivan and Brando, break the door open and drag him out. They constantly bully him. Brando even takes the money Michele hid in his shoes. When Michele tries to take it back, Ivan pushes him away and mocks him. "What are you gonna do? Tell your mom to arrest us? Or tell your dad to beat us up? Oh wait, I forgot, you don't even have a dad." Furious, Michele fires back, saying at least his dad isn't rotting in jail like Ivan's. That hits hard. Ivan snaps, attacks Michele, and knocks him to the ground. He tells him his dad is getting out of jail today, and gives Michele 10 seconds to run before he beats him up. Michele tries to escape, but Ivan shoots him with a paintball gun, knocking him down again. The students laugh as he's humiliated in front of everyone. Completely defeated, Michele goes home. He wanted to impress Stella. Instead, he's embarrassed. Sitting at his computer, he looks at her Facebook profile. Stella is hosting the Halloween costume party at her house, and Michele decides he'll go, but he has no costume anymore and no money. So he takes his savings and visits an old shop where he buys a cheap Chinese superhero costume. Meanwhile, Giovanna is still trying to figure out what happened to Martino. Recently, Martino sent a video to his friends saying he was leaving home, but Giovanna doesn't understand why the smartest kid in class would suddenly run away. Back home, Michele feels ashamed of his costume. Giovanna tries to encourage him, saying that since he spent his own money on it, she's sure everyone will love it. What Michele doesn't tell her is that the bullies stole his money, or that he gets bullied almost every day. Later that night, Michele arrives at the party, but things quickly go wrong. Ivan and Brando somehow got access to Michele's phone, and they play the secret videos he recorded of Stella in front of everyone. Stella is shocked. She asks Ivan where he got those videos. He smirks and says they found them on Michele's phone when the teacher confiscated it. He suggests Michele was spying on her. Michele is terrified. He doesn't know what to say. Overwhelmed and humiliated, he runs to the bathroom and locks himself inside. The others try to break the door open. Inside, Michele whispers to himself, "I wish I could just disappear. Then no one would see me. I could finally live in peace." He climbs out the window and runs home. The next morning, Michele wakes up and gets ready for school. But when he looks in the mirror, he sees nothing except his clothes. His body is completely invisible. Shocked, he takes off his clothes, and there's still nothing in the mirror. He's truly invisible. Just then, Giovanna comes to call him for school, but she can't see him. Michele quickly writes a note saying he left early for school, so she doesn't get suspicious. However, their dog Mario can see him. The dog runs toward him, barking excitedly, but Giovanna assumes Mario is just barking at the posters on the wall, and she leaves. And just like that, Michele realizes something unbelievable. He finally got his wish. He disappeared. Michele puts on his clothes, mask, and gloves and heads to school, so no one can find out that he's invisible. But deep inside, he's scared. He doesn't have the courage to walk among everyone like this, so he turns back, planning to go home. That's when he notices Ivan hiding a paint gun inside his bag. Michele's anger returns. For the first time in his life, he wants revenge. He takes off his clothes and walks into the classroom, completely invisible. From a distance, a blind man somehow senses Michele's presence. Ivan is listening to music with his earphones on. Michele grabs Ivan's paint gun, fires it, and places it directly into Ivan's hand. The teacher believes Ivan shot her. She immediately reports the incident to Ivan's father. Furious, Ivan's dad drags him home in front of everyone. Now confident, Michele uses his invisibility again, this time against Brando, who's playing in a tennis final. Michele keeps touching him from behind. Terrified and confused, Brando loses focus and loses the final match. His father scolds him harshly and storms away, but Michele doesn't stop there. He keeps haunting Brando until he runs away in fear. After training, some girl students head to the showers. Michele gets a terrible idea. He sneaks into the girls' bathroom. Seeing them in small clothes, Michele feels excited, but suddenly, one girl throws a towel over him. At that exact moment, his invisibility stops working. When the girls pull the towel away, they can see him. They scream in horror. Because of this incident, the school immediately calls Giovanna. She takes Michele to the beach, and angrily asks why he was naked in the girl's bathroom. Michele wants to tell her the truth about his invisibility powers, but he's scared. What if she treats him like a monster? So he stays silent. His nose starts bleeding again. Giovanna gently cleans it. Suddenly she receives a call. Brando has gone missing from home too. She takes Michele back to school. There, police psychologist Giorgio talks to the students. He explains that at this age, kids often feel misunderstood, question their parents, and run away thinking it will solve their problems. But it never does. It only brings regret. As Giorgio speaks, Michele's hand starts turning invisible again. He panics. If he disappears in front of everyone, they'll all find out his secret. He hides his hands, lowers his head, and stays quiet. Giorgio walks toward him, but the school bell rings. Michele runs straight home. Inside his room, his little sister Candela is reading comics. Michele tells her to leave. She closes the door but doesn't go out. Thinking she's gone, Michele removes his mask, but he's invisible. Candela sees nothing and starts screaming. Michele covers her mouth, calms her down, and finally tells her everything. They both believe the Chinese superhero costume gave him these powers. Candela gets excited and says, "You have superpowers. That means you're a superhero. From today, your name is the Invisible Boy." She believes he can use his powers to help people, but Michele doesn't see himself as a hero. He sees himself as a loser. He quietly sits down and reads comics. Giovanna enters his room, but Michele instantly turns invisible again. Then Giovanna gets a phone call from her mother. She says, worried, "Michele has been acting strange lately. He disappears without telling me. What if he's found out that I'm not his real mother, that I adopted him?" Michele hears everything. The ground feels like it's slipping beneath his feet. Already depressed from being bullied, this truth completely breaks him. To clear his mind, he goes to the beach and sits on a swing. Stella walks past and notices the swing moving by itself. Instead of getting scared, she sits on the swing next to it. Michele draws a smiley face on the sand. They start swinging together. Stella says softly, "I don't have many friends. Will you be my friend? My mom says I shouldn't talk to strangers, but I want to talk to you." Michele agrees. After she leaves, the blind man is still watching Michele from a distance. At first, Michele feels suspicious, but seeing his walking stick, he realizes the man is truly blind. Michele later apologizes to Stella for entering the girl's bathroom. That night, Michele goes to meet Stella at her house. They both like each other. Wrapped under a blanket, they share a kiss. But suddenly, Michele's hands start becoming visible again. Terrified, he grabs the blanket and runs away. Candela already knew that Michele liked Stella. She kept telling him again and again, "You should tell Stella the truth. Maybe she'll like you for who you really are." After hearing this so many times, Michele finally agrees. He takes Mario with him and goes to meet Stella. Stella is practicing gymnastics. Suddenly, a dart hits her. She collapses onto the ground, unconscious. A man quickly picks her up and starts taking her away. Michele and Mario try to stop him, but the man easily throws them aside, pushes Stella into a van, and drives off. Michele immediately calls Giovanna and the police. The police begin searching for Stella, while Giovanna takes Michele back home. That night, Michele can't sleep at all, haunted by Stella's kidnapping. He tries to turn invisible again by wearing his costume, but Giovanna had washed it. The costume has shrunk and no longer fits. Michele even makes Candela wear it, but nothing happens. She doesn't turn invisible. Michele gets furious. He yells at Giovanna, "You ruined my costume completely. You're not even my real mother. That's why you don't care about my things." Saying this, he storms off to the beach. Meanwhile, doctors are performing tests on Stella, but she's not the kind of human they're looking for, so they lock her inside a room. There, Stella finds Martino and Brando, already captured. They didn't run away from home. They were kidnapped too. Seeing each other, all three feel relieved and hug one another. Michele sits alone by the sea, trying to calm himself. That's when the blind man appears. He tells Michele, "That costume has nothing to do with your powers. It didn't give you anything. And stop overthinking. I didn't kidnap your friend." Michele is shocked. He asks, "Who are you? And how do you know what I'm thinking?" The blind man replies, "My name is Andre, and I am your father." He continues, "Giovanna probably told you your father was a police officer who died. That was a lie." Andre explains that he was born in Russia. He once lived a happy life with friends and family, but everything changed after a nuclear incident. Radiation killed many people, but it altered the DNA of a few, giving them special abilities. The Russian army captured these people and imprisoned them in Siberia, calling them the Specials Division. They experimented on them like animals, trying to understand and weaponize their powers. Andre was special among them. He could read people's minds. Because of that, the army valued him the most. But over time, using these powers made them sick. Andre's eyesight slowly faded. Worst of all, Specials couldn't have children. That became a huge problem for the division. But Andre and Michele's mother, Yelena, were different. They could have children. They fell in love, and soon, Michele was born. They were happy, but they knew the army would never let Michele go. They didn't want their son to be experimented on. So one night, Andre and Yelena escaped the secret base with Michele. Soldiers chased them. To save her son, Yelena used her powers. She could turn invisible too. She held the soldiers back, giving Andre time to escape. But one clever soldier discovered her secret and shot her. Yelena died. Andre escaped with Michele and fled across Europe. The soldiers were still searching for him. Andre wanted Michele to have a better future. He read Giovanna's mind and knew she wanted a child. He knew she was a good person, someone who would protect Michele. So Andre left Michele outside her home. Michele asks softly, "Can you read everyone's mind?" Andre replies, "No, only people close to me, like that man fishing over there." Andre adds he thinks I'm a kidnapper. He's about to call the police. Andre then explains, "You think the costume gave you powers, but you're wrong. You're growing up. Your powers are awakening naturally. You'll slowly learn to control them. You must forget the idea that the costume gave you these abilities." Saying this, Andre uses his power to erase the fisherman's memories, so he won't call the police. Michele starts sneezing. The cold is getting to him. Andre says, "You're walking around naked in this freezing weather. If this continues, you'll get seriously sick. Your mother faced the same problem. That's why the army created a special suit for her. And just like that, your mother made a similar suit for you when you were a child. This suit works together with your body, so no one can see you." In Russian, this symbol means S, and S stands for special. This is your mother's gift. Always wear it under your clothes. They know you're here. You must leave this place. Our minds are connected. I'll always be able to find you. Just then, police sirens begin to echo. Andre disappears. The police question the fisherman, but he remembers nothing. Giovanna tries to talk to Michele, but he doesn't tell her anything. Giovanna takes Mario to the doctor, so Giorgio brings Michele home. Inside his room, Michele puts on the special suit. Later, he sits with Giorgio, drinking tea. Michele notices something shocking. Giorgio's hand is bandaged. Michele freezes because Mario had bitten the kidnapper's hand, and now he understands the truth. Giorgio kidnaps Stella. Michele tries to run, but all the doors and windows are locked. He rushes into another room, locks the door, and tries calling Giovanna. Giorgio shouts, "If you try to call anyone, your friends won't survive. Open the door quietly. I won't hurt you." Michele removes his clothes and turns invisible. Michele attacks him with a knife, but Giorgio dodges easily. Giorgio spreads flour all over the floor. Flour sticks to Michele's feet. Michele tries escaping through the window, but Giorgio follows the footprints, grabs him, and throws him across the room. Michele is injured and becomes visible again. Giorgio says, "You're already controlling your powers so well, but you're not meant to live among normal people. If they find out who you really are, they'll call you a monster. Come with us. That's where you belong." Michele kicks Giorgio between the legs, drops a bed on him, and knocks him down. Taking advantage of the moment, Michele turns invisible and escapes. Outside, he runs into Ivan and jumps onto his scooter. Because Michele is invisible, Ivan can't recognize him and starts attacking. Suddenly, Michele appears. Ivan is terrified. Giovanna returns home with Mario and panics after seeing the mess. Andre appears there as well. Michele tells Ivan the truth. Giorgio isn't a psychologist. He's a Russian spy. He kidnapped Stella, Martino, and Brando. We have to save them. Ivan says, "They told me I had attention disorder and sent me to a psychologist, but I always knew Giorgio was fake." Saying this, Ivan pulls out his paint gun. Meanwhile, Stella and the others wonder why they were kidnapped. Then Stella realizes something. Martino is great at math, Brando is excellent at tennis, and she's a skilled gymnast. The kidnappers were asking about their talents. They're searching for special kids. Stella spots a way out. Using Martino and Brando as support, she climbs up and escapes. She discovers they're inside a ship. In another room, she notices an old man sitting in a wheelchair, but ignores him. Avoiding guards, using her gymnastics skills, Stella reaches the top of a tower. There's a powerful searchlight. She draws a smiley face on it and points the beam toward the sky. Michele sees the light. He understands instantly. It's Stella's signal. He rushes toward the ship with Ivan, but the guards notice Stella and lock her back inside the room. Ivan shoots the electric control panel with his paint gun. A massive short circuit happens, and loud alarm sirens start blaring. The guards panic and start running in every direction. Taking advantage of the chaos, Michele turns invisible and sneaks inside the ship. Giorgio is already there. He had secretly installed a camera inside Giovanna's car and was keeping an eye on her. Andre is also inside the car, and he has already told Giovanna about Michele's superpowers. Inside the ship, Michele knocks one guard unconscious. He then holds a gun to another guard's head and forces him to release Stella, Martino, and Brando. After locking the guards inside a room, Michele removes his mask. Everyone is shocked. Stella says, "There's an old man here too. We need to free him." Michele sends Martino and Brando away and goes with Stella to rescue the old man. Stella leads him into a dark room. Suddenly, the door slams shut. Stella points a gun at Michele and says, "Come out." Michele steps forward and asks, "Why are you doing this?" At that moment, the old man in the wheelchair touches Stella. Stella collapses. The old man says, "My name is Claw. My power is controlling people's minds. I used Stella to lure you here. I even controlled Giorgio so I could take control of your mind. mind, but you slipped out of my grasp. Michele turns invisible and starts attacking the guards, but one guard points a gun at Stella's head. Michele is forced to reveal himself. Claw orders the senior guard to detach the submarine from the ship. Meanwhile, Giovanna and Andre are searching for Michele. On the way, they meet Ivan. Andre reads Ivan's mind and realizes that he knows everything. Ivan leads them to the ship, but the submarine has already separated. The ship locks down and a countdown timer appears on the screen. Once it reaches 0, the entire place will explode. Andre realizes the danger. He says Michele isn't here. This place is about to blow up. But Martino and Brando are still trapped inside. Giovanna shoots the gate open and rescues them. She then goes back inside to look for Michele. There, she finds Giorgio. Giorgio knows nothing about Michele. Andre reads his mind and confirms he's telling the truth. Andre pulls Giovanna out of the ship. Moments later, boom, the ship explodes into pieces. Inside the submarine, Clawa tells Michele, "We're finally going home. You'll be happy to meet your mother again." Michele shouts, "You're lying. My mother died years ago. I won't fall for your tricks." Clawa replies, "You're mistaken. She was injured, not killed. She's been waiting for you." Now the specials control everything. He orders Stella to be placed inside a rescue capsule. Michele watches helplessly. Clawa says, "You're special. You shouldn't care about normal people. They live meaningless lives, running after food, clothes, and shelter. You were born to change the world. From today on, we are your family." Michele's anger explodes. A new power awakens inside him, telekinesis. He starts destroying everything around him. The guards try to stop him, but Michele throws them away like toys. Cracks appear in the submarine. Water starts rushing in. Michele jumps into the capsule with Stella and presses a button. The capsule shoots upward, breaks the water surface, and lands safely on the shore. In front of everyone, Michele turns invisible and finally reveals his powers, but he's wearing a mask. No one learns his true identity. Andre says, "I must erase their memories. If they remember you're special, your life will be in danger. But don't worry, whenever you need me, I'll be there." Andre uses his powers to erase everyone's memory about Michele being special. No one ever found out the truth about the incident. But one thing was clear: Giovanna saved the children. Because of that, she became a hero overnight. News channels praised her bravery, and people admired her courage. Michele also praises her, and seeing that, Giovanna smiles with pride and happiness. Later, Michele goes to school, ready to finally confess his feelings to Stella. But Ivan and Brando try to bully him again. This time, Michele isn't scared. He calmly says, "Ivan, I know you have a disorder, but you don't need to worry. You'll be okay. And Brando, you're angry at your dad. That's why you take it out on me. But if you talk to him, things can get better." Hearing this, Ivan and Brando are shocked. For the first time, they say nothing. They stop bothering him. Michele then walks away with Stella, finally free, finally confident. Meanwhile, Michele's real mother, Yelena, is still alive. A soldier reports to her, "Our mission failed. We couldn't bring special Michele back." Yelena explodes with anger and attacks the soldier. The soldier quickly says, "Don't worry. Even though Michele escaped, we've found another special. Her name is Natasha. She's hiding in Morocco." Hearing this, Yelena smiles. Then we see a moment from the past. Andre escaping the secret base with baby Michele. Hidden inside his bag is his own daughter, Natasha, a truth he never told Michele. Some kids wish to disappear, but the bravest ones learn to stand tall. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next part.